Rage of the Abyss is the core set after the Infinite Forbidden. The Infinite Forbidden released in the OCG a couple weeks ago, and Rage of the Abyss is up next. I don't know exactly when they're getting it, probably in a couple of weeks, like 4, 6, 8 weeks, something like that. It's still some time to go for them to receive it, which means for us it's even longer. So this is a couple months in the future for us. But we can take a quick look at the first info we have for Rage of the Abyss, which is, from the looks of it, a lot of people were guessing that Abyss meant that it was a Burning Abyss themed set, but obviously it's more likely for it to be water themed, which these first cards will confirm that it is water themed, which is kind of fitting. After we had a lot of fire support, we have now a lot of water support, so we can look at, maybe we have a fire water format all over again. On the cover, you can immediately tell that it's some Shark Drake Vice sort of stuff, because I think that's number 32. That's the Shark Xyz. So let's just hop right in. We have a couple cards already announced. The first one is Surfacing Big Jaws. Level 4 Water Fish Effect Monster, 1800 attack, 300 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During your main phase, if a spell card was activated this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Xyz monsters. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a fish shark monster from your deck to your hand. If this card is used for the Xyz summon of a water monster, it can be treated as level 3 or 5. So we're starting off with, honestly, a banger, I would say. That's pretty damn strong. If you have a spell card, it's basically this is already a good normal summon. But if you have activated any spell card, it even is a special summon. This card is pretty strong. On summon, adds another shark. Can be used as level 3, 4, or 5. Pretty good. Extender, starter, +1. Flexible Xyz material, really good card. Okay, they've included a list of all the possible searches for this, which I guess wind up shark. Let's go. Okay. Next one, Drake Shark, water fish effect, level 4. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is added to your hand, except by drawing it, you can special summon it. Dude, stop with the poplars, please. Well, how often? Oh my god, no. If this card is used for the Xyz summon of a water monster that uses 3 or more materials, it can be treated as 2 materials. Okay. A Shark Drake Xyz monster that has this card as material gains this effect. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials, then target a spell trap on the field. Attach it to this card as material. Okay, so it's not as good as Poplar, thankfully. That's a good thing. It's not as good as Poplar, that's the good thing. Because it is basically, it's a free special summon, but that's about it, right? The other effects are okay. I'm sure sometimes these will come in handy, but it's not as broken as Poplar. But you would have to look into, basically what this does is, when you have 2 level 4s, for example, you can make an Xyz that requires 3 level 4s, a water, which I'm not sure how many there are that actually are good, right? Like, is there a rank 4 fish or water Xyz that requires 3 monsters that would be really good if you could make it with 2? Then maybe this would be worth it. But yeah, the third effect isn't great. Shark Drake, well, I mean, but isn't Shark Drake, like, Shark Drake needs 3, right? But is Shark Drake good even if you make it with 2 monsters? I'm still not sure, because you have to, like, you have to consider the other options, right? Because you could be making a Bahamut Shark instead, which it's very hard to beat Bahamut Shark. Keep reading, dude. I'll keep reading. Don't worry. Can I discuss this card before moving on? Like, I'll keep reading. Okay, calm down. Armored Shark, level 3, 500, 2000. This card is always treated as an armored Xyz card. Oh, that's important for the, I think, for those armored Xyz engine, basically. You can only use the first and second effect each once per turn. You can send one water Xyz from your extra deck to the graveyard. Then target a fish in your grave with a level equal to that's rank. Special summon it. Okay. Beery, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your grave, quick effect, you can target a water Xyz you control, equip this card to it as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. This seems alright. Nothing crazy. It can revive level 2 fishes by sending Toad, which also allows you to add back a water monster from the grave. That is the funniest interaction that I can think of. However, the decks that would play this card typically don't have a lot of level 2 fishes, I think. But yeah, it's alright only. Okay, we have number C32, Shark Drake Leviathan, 4 level 5 monsters. You can also Xyz summon this card by discarding one spell and using a rank 4 Shark Drake Xyz monster you control. Okay, so that would be a reason to make Shark Drake with 2 level 4s. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, then target an effect monster your opponent controls, negate its effects, and if you do, changes attack defense to 0. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict battle damage. This card is not good enough. You're never gonna make it with 4 level 5s, obviously. But even if you go through all the motions of making a Shark Drake rank 4 and then discarding a card from your hand to summon this, the payoff, you get an impermanence, essentially. You get an impermanence, and that's not great. Soft once per turn, though. Dude, soft once per turn doesn't matter when basically the deal you're being offered here is not good. It's not a good deal to discard a spell, to make a Shark Drake, and then discard a spell to get a impermanence on legs. That's not a good deal. So the fact that you can take that bad deal multiple times is not a selling point. It's not a good selling point for the thing that you can take the bad deal multiple times, you know? You can discard a brick spell though. Yeah, okay, I could also play a deck that doesn't have brick spells. Like it's not an argument. All of the arguments you're making are non-arguments. They're not very good arguments to play a card. Like, hey, you can play a deck with bad spells to take a bad deal, but it allows you to discard your bad spells in order to summon a mediocre boss monster, and you can even do it multiple times. Huh? Not good. Levert Dragon, or Levert, I don't know, Levert Dragon, 2 level 3 monsters. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add Virtue Stream from your deck to your hand. You can activate one of these effects, detach an Xyz from your monster, add a fish, sea serpent, or aqua from your graveyard to your hand, or target 2 Xyz monsters on the field, detach one material from them, and attach it to the other. Okay. It'd be funny if you could use both effects in the same turn, but because you can only use one, like, because you could, even that, it wouldn't even be good. If you summoned this with Bahamut Shark, it wouldn't have material, so you can use the effect to attach a material from the Bahamut Shark to it, but then you can't even, let me read that spell card. Is that here? Virtue Stream? Here. Let me read that one real quick. I know I skipped a couple ones, but let me read this one first. You can only use the first and second effect once per turn. Target a fish, sea serpent, or aqua you control, and 2 cards your opponent controls. Destroy them. Oh, that's a trap. It's not even a spell. Okay, so it's a searchable. It's basically Sword Soul Blackout. Which is searchable with that, which is okay, I guess. You can banish this card from your grave, then target a face-up monster on the field. Apply this effect based on its attribute. Water, the next time it be destroyed, it is not destroyed. Non-water, its attribute becomes water. So basically, what you can do, because this card searches that trap card for free, you can basically turn Bahamut Shark into a search blackout, which is something, it makes sense that they print these cards in the OCG, where I guess Totally Awesome is banned in Master Duel and the OCG, right? I think in those cases, I think it's reasonable, right? For us in the TCG, as long as we have Toad, I don't think you would ever do that with Bahamut Shark over summoning Toad. Like, you would always rather go for Toad. But this is not a terrible interaction, right? Like being able to go Bahamut Shark into summon this into search of Blackout, then you can keep using. Yeah, it's fine, but not great. Surface Aqua Jet, normal spell card. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First effect, special summon a level 4 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua from hand or grave, and if you do, can't summon from the extra deck while you control it except Xyz. If your opponent controls an attack position monster, you can banish this card from the grave and boost one of your fishes by 1,000. Why are they making this card so bad on purpose? Like literally the first effect is like, okay, summon a level 4 or lower from hand or grave. That's not even good. It's fine. Why does that have to lock me into Xyz? And then like this, I was hoping for a good secondary effect, but the secondary effect is 1,000 boost. That's not great. Anime reference, okay, I guess, fair enough, but the card is just not really usable. Reincarnate Unveil Male. Equip spell. This card is treated as an Armored Xyz card. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. An Xyz monster equipped with this card gains these effects. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, if this card battled this turn, quick effect, you can return an equip card equipped to it to hand, then immediately Xyz summon a water monster. Okay, that could help you in some OTK stuff. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can activate this effect, equip it from the graveyard to an Xyz you control during the end phase of this turn. Man, these cards are not good. Man, are these cards bad. Okay. Xyz Poseidon Splash. Normal trap. You can only use the first or second effect per turn, not both, but only once that turn. If you control an Xyz that had an Xyz monster as material, declare an attribute among monsters on the field. Destroy all monsters on the field with that attribute that are not equipped with an equip spell. Okay, that's solid. That's basically a board wipe. That's a decent trap. You know, just like call whatever attribute that your opponent has the most monsters of, destroy all of them because your opponent's monsters are not going to be equipped. You can banish this card from your grave and detach an Xyz from your grave from a material from a monster you have. Special summon a fish, sea serpent, or aqua from your grave to either field. Okay, that's neat. I like that card. It's a trap card, so it's not that good. But it's all right. Like it's a solid board wipe with a graveyard effect for follow-up. I'm not sure if this is searchable in the Armored Xyz strategy because it has XYZ in the name. It might be. I don't quite recall all of the Armored Xyz cards. Oh, it's not searchable. Okay, that makes it a lot worse. Not practically. Okay, that makes it a lot worse. Dude, I'm disappointed. I hate to say it, but you guys came into this chat this morning and were very hype. You seemed very hype about these cards. And unironically, I think most of these are bad/average, maybe okay. The only good card here is the first one. Like, I read the first one and I was like, okay, that's crazy. Everything else was average or bad. Yeah, I love the art. See, on the one hand, I agree the art is cool. On the other hand, the shark artworks seem super replaceable. Like, if you showed me this artwork today, I could not tell you if this was a card from 10 years ago or a new card. Like, if this shows, like, literally, if whenever a shark shows up in Card Guesser, I have to skip it because I can't tell them apart because it's like all of them kind of look samey. And this honestly gives me the same vibes. Like, yes, they are on theme because they all look the same. Like, I don't know. So on the one hand, yes, I don't hate the artworks on it, but on the other hand, it's like the shark artworks are all kind of samey. I don't know, very repetitive. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that like the shark deck already is like a playable rogue deck. It's not great, but it's like fine. I think it topped, what was it, YCS Sydney recently? Semi-recently, it's been a while ago. But the shark deck is already like kind of okay. And I mean, this card alone is a huge boost to any deck that is playing shark cards. So that's gonna help regardless. The other stuff could have been better, but okay, it is what it is. It's not, it's also, there might be more, right? I mean, if and this is only an if, because I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but if they want to do the same thing with water cards that they did with fire cards, right? Maybe there is more to come that's gonna support Aqua, Sea Serpent, Fish, like they did with Pyro, right? Maybe we have an exciting year ahead of ourselves for water enjoyers. I don't know, but yeah, this is only the first stuff, and this one card already makes it pretty exciting for shark players, even if the rest isn't that good. Well, okay, and that's it on the new cards. That's all we have so far for Rage of the Abyss. I guess let me know what you think of this, but I was expecting more after I saw the first card, essentially, right? I hope they do it with every attribute what they did with fire. I was really tired of the eternal light versus dark. It's on the one hand, I agree. I think specifically fire, water, and wind deserve some more love in terms of getting some more archetypes and maybe even some more meta relevant like staple cards. At the same time, I can't help but think they overdid it with fire, you know? Actually, I mean, they didn't overdo it with fire. Like, for example, I think Bonfire is a completely fine card. I just think they overdid it with specifically Snake Eyes, right? They overtuned one archetype, because think if Snake Eyes didn't exist, how many different decks could just make good use of Bonfire and Promethean Princess, like older fire decks, like even the Fire King support was really well made, right? Like you could be playing decks like Fire King and Salamangrade and all that right now. Volcanics was really well made too. It's just the fact that they overtuned this one archetype kind of overshadows all of the rest, right? Because people are playing Volcanics, people are playing Salamangrade, people are playing Rescue Ace, people are playing Fire Kings, but it's all overshadowed by the dominance of Snake Eyes, right? And it really goes to show how in card design, you have to be extra careful, because no matter how many good or well-designed cards you release, if you overtune one archetype, it's gonna overshadow all of the other cool stuff you did, because it's just gonna get, like, by nature, if one thing is too powerful, it's gonna push everything else aside, right?